Know what progress looks like. 4.4.
Providing AAC does not make your AAC learner proficient with or perhaps even interested in that tool. Progress is a journey, often slow with quiet successes along the way. Evidence of learning can be quite subtle and nuanced, and therefore sometimes we miss it. In this video, we're going to walk through what it looks like to notice small shifts that show progress in AAC learning.
So the first step on the journey may just be the AAC learner noticing and in some instances tolerating AAC. Over time, look for increased interest to emerge. It may be a sustained look or coming near when a communication partner is using the device. Attending to the tool and shifting attention between AAC and the communication partner provides opportunities to support receptive language learning. Some AAC learners benefit from AAC being normalized in their environment before they show an interest. Normalizing AAC may happen when multiple family members or peers model AAC. Having a place for AAC at the dinner table, in the car, or in other everyday environments also conveys the message that AAC is valued and it's available. Embedding AAC without a nagging expectation for the AAC learner to use it may be needed before they become curious about it. Reaching to interact with the device, even imprecisely, marks a shift from nonverbal turn-taking to turn-taking with AAC.
Let's try. Oh, yeah, you're excited. That's my hat.
Gentles.
That's okay.
Can you show us another one?
Opening and closing doors.
Independent exploration may also be observed. As we've previously discussed, this is a form of babbling, an expected part of language development. It may or may not seem purposeful.
Shrek. Hiccup.
You know, and with him, I'd be surprised he'd hit something that I didn't even think he knew. And I could tell it wasn't just a random hit, because I could tell by his expression. If it was a random hit, he would have kept going. But he'd hit it and look at me like, "Did you hear what I just said, Mom?"
Then we may see an AAC learner attempting to use their AAC for more clear purposes. They may attempt to socially engage with others, either with specific words or by bringing AAC to another person. They may request or refuse with highly familiar vocabulary. We may see them respond or attempt to respond to another person.
When we were in speech once, I think I gave her like a cracker and she looked at thank you and she had said thank you. So that was like a big deal. This happened to my husband a couple weeks before when he brought her to speech, and the therapist was telling me like he gave her some food and she was like thank you. And then he started getting really emotional, and I think it was that, I don't know, that moment of like, oh my gosh, you know.
Is that something that you model often on her device?
The thank you?
Uh-huh.
I don't know, Maya, is that something we model often? I think so. Or we say it a lot, right? She's hitting finish done.
And he reminds us too by seeking it out. But the constant, okay, this is his voice. He can do this. And him constantly proving to us at school and stuff that he can do it as constant reminders as well. Like we have one of his little notes that came home from school was Setson did such a great job with the storyline of one of the stories they were working at school, and he picked out all of the stuff on his device. He picked out the correct sequences and everything, and so we have that up on the fridge, and like he is capable and he is competent, and so we need those reminders.
Ongoing skill acquisition can include using more words for more purposes with more people and or across more environments. Communication partners remain an important part of the AAC learning equation to both respond to and model AAC.
Some AAC learners may take years to acknowledge and develop an interest in AAC. For others, something clicks and they take ownership of their AAC and start using it seemingly all at once. For others, skills are acquired gradually, often with plateaus in learning, but continually and across the lifespan.
Don't compare, and that's where you kind of like, oh, well, so-and-so's been using it and their parents saying they're doing this and they're doing that. And you know, you can't do that, especially with our kids, because everyone is so unique, and your kid might not touch it for 2 months, and then one day they might get up and hit it, and you're just like, wow. You know, you knew, oh my God, you know, and then that's your moment. Yeah. And then you know, and it could happen in a year, it could happen in 5 years, it could happen in 6, you just don't know.
Access to AAC contributes to positive interactions and a high quality of life for AAC learners and for their communication partners. It enriches interactions and opens the door for surprising exchanges. This is true even during the messy learning process. There is no time frame for learning AAC. Language learning is a lifelong journey that takes time for many of us. Noticing the small successes helps keep us focused on continuing to provide access and model AAC to support that lifelong journey.